The question that we've been asked is, how can I understand revenue that I've made inside uLaw? There are several reports actually to help you. The Law Society actually talks about something called FeeBook. So if you go to accounts, document generation, you see something here called FeeBook. Now, FeeBook can be like an yearly stuff. So you can say, hey, for the year of 2023, can you download me a FeeBook? Now you could do it a monthly, quarterly, you could even give a date range. But we allow you to export FeeBook in a PDF or an Excel over this date range. Okay, and I'll show you in a second what the Law Society FeeBook is supposed to explain to you as a legal professional. So here, as you see in the FeeBook, you go by client. You also have the description. It's separated by fees, HST. Even discounts are in that, so that way, these are negative revenue, right? And it sums up. There's a total explaining you how much tax is owing, how much revenue you actually made, and how much is the total. So that's in a nutshell what a FeeBook will look like. But there are two other beautiful reports that I would like to bring as well in terms of income. So that if you go into revenue, right, there's something called a revenue report, which is very, very, very similar to the FeeBook, but it avoids the concept of disbursement inside the FeeBook. So let me show you the revenue report. As you see here, I should have done the yearly so that I can compare the revenue report to the yearly as well. So let me do that again. So I'll do yearly 2023, hit the download button. So now you'll see that I've shown you a FeeBook. Now let's compare, the revenue report. Now this one, it's very, very, very similar to the FeeBook, but it also shows you the total, and it avoids, a few other income and stuff like that you might have. This is it includes other income. FeeBook does not include that, but this one includes other income that you could have made, like for example, notary income and other stuff that you could have made. Okay, so that's the second report. Okay, very similar, called the revenue report. Now, the third one, which I would like to bring to attention under revenue, is called detail. And there's a date range and there's a custom date range. What are these three things? So let's go for detail. In the detail, if I go with yearly, and again, I'm going to do the same, what this would do is this will basically show you an income statement. So income statement does not show you by client, but actually shows you by area of practice. So in real estate, you made this much, in immigration, you made this much, and this. Now, this is not very different from the FeeBook. Like as you see here in the FeeBook, your total income was this much. In the income statement, it's the same thing. Notice that there's no HST. So the aim of this report is to just show you how you are earning, your net earnings in your business has been. There's another beautiful feature under the revenue report called, date range. Now, date range is amazing because when you give one date range, it takes another date range behind and does a comparison. So let's look at that report. Now, in that one, the big advantage that you see is now you see hey, how was 2022 compared to 2023? What were the areas where you made money, where you did not make money? Looks like family law, you did not practice in 2023. It was very good revenue generator in 2022. So it kind of gives you that perspective of how the business has changed between the 2 years. So as you saw here, now we're already drilling down into focused revenue items, and there's something called custom data. Now this is like an income account statement again. Now here, what you can do is, hey, I want 2023, but here you can say, hey, I don't want 2023, but I want 2021. So you could go here and say, hey, give me 2021 and compared to 2023. It's the same thing as the date range, but this is more customized. So that means now you're not just forced to compare previous terms, but you can take any term and compare. So now here 2021 is being compared to 2023, and you see this is the difference of how you are making in each and everything. So to summarize, the fastest one is obviously the FeeBook. Okay, now under the revenue category, there's a revenue report, which is very similar to FeeBook. Okay, then there's details. This one avoids taxes. Then there is date range, which compares you with whatever you're giving with the previous. Like for example, if you give a quarter, it'll compare it with the previous quarter. And custom is you can take any date ranges and you can compare the two, and it would do that. Hopefully this video will explain to you how revenue reports make their way into uLaw.